Well, hey, yo, what's up? Holla at your boy, Fragrance Family. And welcome back to the Pastor Smell Good YouTube channel, where the sin is always lovely and the sillage is absolutely divine. I greet you guys in the name of peace, prosperity, and you already know it, perfumery. Let me check the house and ask the question: do y'all miss the big bro? Are you glad to see your big bro back in stride again? I mean, let's keep it a buck. Did you miss me? Because I sure missed y'all. But let me tell you, life been lifing. Woo, boy, things been getting tough. Listen, I've been in school. I've been trying to go higher in my ministry. Been doing some summer vacationing. There's a lot of studying. There's a lot of research. There's a lot of work to be done. Pastoring the church, getting ready to go back to school, still out here selling insurance policies, still out here selling the cakes, making the pecan candy. It's a lot of stuff going on. And on the top of all of that, your boy's out here trying to be a husband and a father and all that other good stuff. So listen, life has been life, and I'm sorry I've been away from you guys for so long, but one key to manhood is knowing how to prioritize your life. And as long as the family is good here at home, as long as the church family is good over there, then I'm good. Some things I may not be able to do as often as I used to do them. But listen, when I get time, like today, I'm going to make sure that I come and drop some content to you guys. Because listen, I read your comments on old videos telling me to come back, and it touches me. It really, really does. But listen, when I got to do a 8-page paper and I got to have 30 footnotes and I got to have about 10 sources and I got to do all of this reading and all of this sermon prep and schoolwork, listen, it gets exhausting. But enough of that. I'm back here to be with you guys today. And the featured fragrance for today's review, we're going to be taking a trip to the house of Xerjoff. Yes, we're going to the house of Xerjoff. Now, you guys know how I feel about Xerjoff, how I feel about Naxos. That's my baby right there. You guys know how I feel about 40 knots. But today you guys are going to hear how I feel about Deified. See, you see this little baby right here I'm showing y'all? This is a gift I got from someone that I did business with in a fragrance group. I don't know why people favor me like they do. I don't know why people bless me like they do. But I'm glad they take the time to do it, because this guy gave me a sweet deal on a fragrance. Matter of fact, I forgot what fragrance it was that I ordered from him. I think it may have been an Amouage or something like that, or maybe a Parfum de Marly. But whatever the case is, he sent me about 3 or 4 phenomenal niche samples. So the one that I want to review to you today is going to be Deified. Now check this out. I've had a lot of field experience with this scent. That's how long ago I got it. I was able to test it out in the fall. I was able to test it out in winter. I was able to even test it out in the spring. But guess what? I'm just getting to y'all in the summer to go ahead and drop some content. So here it is. If you were to research Deified on the Xerjoff website, you're going to see them market the fragrance as a dark and decadent type of fragrance. I don't call it dark and decadent, although I see where they're trying to go in the notes as to where they're marketing it that way. But then they said something about it's a fresh gourmand. Now that's what I agree with. I don't see a lot of darkness in it, but I do see the fresh gourmand component. So let's go ahead and get into the notes. This fragrance is going to open up with 3 notes: cinnamon, saffron, and green apple. Now let me tell you, straight out of the atomizer, when you get that initial blast, you are going to get hit with a third of each. That's how noticeable the opening of this scent is. You know, a lot of times in fragrances like Mont Blanc Individuel, fragrances like maybe the original Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme Vintage, it's a slew of notes. I mean, it's a complete litany of notes. It's all over the place. And sometimes when you have fragrances that consist of like 18 or 20 something notes, some of those notes, you're just not going to be able to pick them up as prominently as you do other notes. What I love about this one, it's a simple note breakdown. I want to say there are about 9 notes total in this one. And each note is so identifiable to my nose. So out of the atomizer with this particular scent, I noticed I was picking up a very warm, green apple thing going on here. Okay, now let me tell you what I mean by that. Now the warmth is just that. It's not heat, okay? Now the warmth is coming from the spiciness of the saffron and the cinnamon. Now notice my distinction. There is a distinction in perfumery between a fragrance that is warm and a fragrance that is hot, okay? So I like how Xerjoff did this. They wanted to put a little bit of warmth in it, but they wanted to put some cooling crispiness in it. So I think that's why they put that juicy green Granny Smith apple note in there, because it's very fresh, it's very crisp, it's very cooling, okay? That's the apple note you're getting. You're not getting the red gala apples like they put in Crown Apple, okay? You're not getting one of those red apples. You're gonna get a green apple in here, kind of very reminiscent of Tommy Hilfiger, you know, that Granny Smith apple that's used in that fragrance, or something of that nature. So you're getting a warmth and you're getting a crispiness of that green apple there. And I'm glad they didn't overdo it and turn the warmth into heat like you would get with Victor and Rolf Spice Bomb. I think in their opening they have cinnamon, they have black pepper, they have cumin, and it's just a medley of spices in there that really turns the fragrance hot. Okay, it's a spicy scent. Okay, but this one doesn't go spicy. It's just a little bit warm in the opening, and you can definitely pick up each one of those notes. Now, this is where the fragrance gets interesting, because in the mid, we get two more friends to come out and play. All right, and the two friends we're gonna get are gonna add to the warmth of the fragrance, and it's gonna put a little bit more airiness to the fragrance, because you have a warm, spicy saffron at the top, and then when you get to the mid, it's gonna couple with this thick, noticeable, prominent leather note coupled with some rose. Okay, so you're gonna get another wave of warmth coming there. But this fragrance doesn't turn so hot that you want to go put a jacket on. Okay, it doesn't do all of that, but it just gives you this noticeable, mild warmth there. Okay, now allow me to say this. The leather is very well done. It's a good type of leather you're picking up here. It's not one of those cheap style leathers, okay? This is some good quality leather. I'm talking like almost Tuscan leather by Tom Ford type of leather going on in there, okay? Now see, now why these dragonflies come to play with me when I'm doing the video? And y'all, I'm not gonna edit it. This is just real life out here on the porch, okay? But these dragonflies don't do none of this till I come out here to record, all right? So you get more warmth with that leather, and there's a beautiful thick rose note in there. I think the rose reminds me of a couple of fragrances, because I went to my fragrance library on this one, because when I first smelled that rose and it started to play around, I said, I've been here before. So I went and pulled my Amouage Lyric Man. I said, no, this is a thick red jammy rose. And then I went and pulled Bond Number 9 New York Oud. I said, no, this is a red rose oud scent going on here. Then I consulted New York Amber. I said, no, this is a oud with a bouquet of florals. No, it's not that type of rose. Then I went and pulled my Nasamado Baraunda. I said, boom, there you go. The rose you're picking up in the mid with this fragrance is like a Bulgarian rose, okay? Not a red rose, but like a beautiful pink Bulgarian rose. That's what you're picking up here. And it provides a beautiful floral airiness to this thing that's going on with that crisp apple and that spiciness in the warmthness of that leather. Now, this is where the fragrance comes into her own. When you round out in the base of this scent, you're gonna get accosted by this gang of green, okay? And that's what the fragrance is gonna pretty much dry down to. But that's not a bad thing, because here's why. You're gonna pick up some herbaceousness from the oak moss that's in the base. You're going to pick up some green due to the papyrus that's in here. But then you're gonna get a little bit of dark green earthiness with the patchouli note, rounded out with some musk. So remember, you have all of that green in the base reaching up to couple itself with the greenness of that crisp Granny Smith apple. Let's not forget about that. Because what you're going to notice about this scent is that though the fragrance amplifies, though the fragrance develops, the notes that you smell in the base, in the mid and in the opening, they never go away. And sometimes that's what you get with perfumery. You get notes that are mentioned that you can literally pick up, and then as a fragrance progresses, they just go away. But that does not happen here. This is a very beautifully well done fragrance. It's blended to perfection as far as that quality of the scent goes. So pretty much if I had to go ahead and narrow this thing down, I would say this is a beautiful green gourmandish type of summer scent. Okay. That's what you know what? I take that back. I'm not going to say green gourmandish summer scent. This is a green gourmandish easy to wear scent. Let me say it that way. Very, very easy to wear. Okay. Now, when I break down the fragrance in terms of its performance and all of that, I'll give you a little bit more information. But I can honestly say, guys, I was really digging this scent. As you can see, I wasn't playing around even with this sample. Like I said, your boy got it in. It just took a minute for me to come and talk to you guys about how wonderful it really is. Okay, but I'm just still picking it up off of my skin, and I'll tell you, I'm glad to have been turned on to this one. This is something to be respected. Most definitely. Most definitely. Okay, so let's talk about the performance. Projection. Is she going to get up on off you? Is she beast mode? Absolutely not. Not beast mode, but I would say you do get some moderate performance out of this scent. It's not going to reach out and grab people. It's not going to go into another room and tell people, hey, Jameson just got here. Okay? Fragrance is not going to do all of that. But I will say, in terms of longevity, it's not a slouch. It's not a slouch at all. Anywhere from about 6 to 7 hours that I was picking up off of this scent. 6 to 7 good hours. So pretty much you can get almost a work day, depending on what your work day looks like. You can get that out of this fragrance and it won't let you down. All right. As far as sillage, does it pack a lot of sillage? I would say it doesn't. Okay. It doesn't pack 2 to 3 feet of sillage. Like you go ahead and spray this bad boy on. You go into a room, the fragrance is probably going to leave with you, but people in your scent bubble, they will be able to pick you up. As far as the compliment factor goes, do I get compliments with this? I would say moderate. Moderate compliments. This is not a Creed Aventus, okay? It's not an Aventus cologne. Okay? It's not going to do all of that. This isn't a Dior Sauvage parfum. It's not going to do all of those types of compliments. But every now and then you will hear somebody say, you smell wonderful. What's that? Bada bing, bada boom. Okay? As far as the occasion, what would I do with this? I think this is a fragrance that can move up and down with you. I think you can wear this fragrance casually. I think you can go semi-formal, and you can even dress it up. I see nothing wrong with a man putting on a black or white tuxedo jacket and putting this scent on. I don't see anything with a man putting on a pair of khakis and a nice shirt and putting this scent on as well. Okay? Now, what season should you possibly wear it? What settings does it deal with? Let me say this. I don't know what everybody's weather is like around the world. Remember, I'm in Louisiana, USA. It's hot as fish grease around here. Even in December, okay? Our weather is completely bipolar. We do not have seasons in Louisiana like you think of, but it's nothing for us to have 3 seasons in one day. So keep that in mind when I say this. To my Chicago, to my people out in the Netherlands, to people out in Detroit, Michigan, please take into consideration, I'm a Southern boy when I say this. I would not even put this on here in the winter. There are better options. Remember, they try to market this as a green gourmand. There's almost like a candy-ish element that you can get with this scent if you bury your nose far enough. And I see where they're going with that. So with that being said, I will not put this on in the winter, and I will not put this on in the heat of Louisiana summer. You're going to do nothing but bruise this beautiful fragrance out in Louisiana dead heat. In other words, don't go to a picnic and put this on. Don't go referee a game and put this on. If you're going to wear this in a Louisiana setting in the summer, wear this to a place where you're going to be indoors. Do not put this on at the cookout. You're going to sweat it away and you're just going to bruise the fragrance. Don't waste your time. If you're going to wear it in the summer, wear it indoors or on a summer night, and you'll get your bang for your buck that way. Also, coming out of the winter, when it's spring, that will be a good time to put this thing on. The grass is going to be coming back. The flowers are going to be coming back. The trees are going to be coming back. Put it on then. Then, in the fall, when things start falling and trees start changing colors, that would also be a good time to put this scent on. So I would go fall. I would definitely go spring. I would not go winter, and I would not wear this in direct summer heat. Do not do that. Restrict it in the summertime to night in indoor events. And I think you're going to be pretty good with this bad boy. All right? So let me go ahead and give it the Pastor Smell Good rating. On a scale from 1 to 5, y'all know I do the stars here, when it relates to the free throw line and how this baby shoots from the free throw line, I'm going to honestly have to go ahead and give her a 3.5 out of 5. There we go. 3.5 out of 5. So this fragrance here shoots 70% from the free throw line. Now, in clutch moments in the playoffs, do you want an 80%er at the line? Yes, you do. Okay? A 70% free throw shooter from the line, he can still help you. He's not going to hurt you, though. Okay? So I would say that this is a 3 out of 5, 70% free throw shooter from the line. Do I think you should run out and get it ASAP? No, I'm not going to tell you to do that. Okay? Is it something to write home and tell mom about with express shipping? No. But I do think this is a solid scent. And I could see myself adding it to the fragrance collection because I love a good green. And this is green done right. This is green done well. Okay? So ladies, if you want to gift a man a special fragrance that's going to be easy to wear, that is not going to be an offensive scent, that will have him smelling clean and green, you won't go wrong with Xerjoff Deified. All right? So I've talked for about 18 minutes. I hope I've made up for some of my long stay away. I beg the church pardon at the altar, please. All right, y'all, please go ahead and forgive your boy. But I'm glad to be coming back and talking to you. I cannot tell you when I'm going to do the next video. I cannot tell you when I'm going to do the next live. But just know, whenever I'm able, I'm going to come back and talk to y'all. All right? God bless you. Talk at you later. Ah!